40 questions about countries around the world. Some will make you laugh, some will make you angry, some will make you open a new tab to check if it's actually true. It is. Let's go. Which country has the most nuclear warheads? Which country has a law that requires chickens to cross the road only at designated crossings? Which country produces almost 60% of the world's cobalt, essential for every EV battery? Which country made it illegal to run out of fuel on the Autobahn? Which country has the highest rate of antidepressant consumption per capita? Which country has more designated public holidays than any other in the world? Which country generates nearly 100% of its electricity from renewable sources? Which country banned the sale of chewing gum in 1992 and mostly still does? Which country has more pyramids than Egypt? Which country holds the world record for most IKEA stores per capita? Which country has the most billionaires in the world? Which country has a town where it's technically illegal to die? Which country has the world's largest proven oil reserves? Which country has a museum entirely dedicated to bad art? Which country has the most languages spoken within its borders? Which country holds the world record for most garden gnomes per capita? Which country has the longest coastline in the world? Which country once accidentally invaded Spain with 58 soldiers? Which country has the highest suicide rate in the world? Which country has a competitive sport where men race carrying their wives? Which country consumes the most alcohol per capita? Which country invented the selfie stick and then immediately banned it in most public places? Which country has the highest murder rate in the world? Which country has a national competition for throwing mobile phones? Which country has the most internet users in the world? Which country made it mandatory by law for all political candidates to be sober during elections? Which country has the world's fastest internet speed on average? Which country has a town called Batman? Which country has the youngest population on Earth? Which country requires all taxi drivers to know the entire city map from memory, with no GPS? Which country has the most active volcanoes in the world? Which country once sent a formal diplomatic protest about a cartoon bear? Which country produces over 50% of the world's lithium? Which country has a law that all office workers must take a mandatory nap after lunch? Which country has the most obese population by percentage? Which country technically still has not signed a peace treaty to officially end World War II? Which country has the world's most billionaires per capita? Which country once changed its flag because it accidentally matched another country's flag exactly? Which country has the largest amount of foreign debt in absolute terms? Which country has a national sport that involves grabbing a goat carcass and throwing it into a circle? That's 40. Leave a comment. Which one shocked you the most? The funny one or the disturbing one? They're not always different.